Alright, hello. I'm live, I think. I'm still going to check Twitch. But it has been like, what, 5 days, 6 days? Maybe even like a full week. I didn't check, and I'm just going off of how long it's felt. But, yeah, I really forgot to, well, I didn't forget, I had a reason not to be doing these. Okay, Twitch says I'm live. I've been like waiting for packages to arrive and stuff. I didn't want to have to interrupt a run, or potentially like not hear the door because I was running. So that is my poor excuse as to why I haven't been doing these. Also, like, not to mention the fact that I said I was maybe going to take a break, but I was only planning on taking a break for like 1 day, and then it ended up being more like 5. So I'm going to get right into it because today the Need for Speed The Run tournament final is happening, potentially the final. And that's going to be happening at like 4 my time, and it's currently about 2:30. So, and this game speedrun is an hour and a half, so yeah, cutting it pretty close here. I really wanted to get one of these done, like right now, because I might be doing stuff after the tournament runs over. So I'm expecting myself to be rusty again. I lose muscle memory and like ability really quickly if I don't carry on practicing. So yeah, I'm very much expecting myself to not be very good anymore, which sucks. But yeah, also the last racing game I played was Forza Horizon, so that game has like amazing vibration, and now I'm back to having no vibration. Yeah, this does kind of feel a bit alien again. Ugh, that sucks. I did a run every day for 7 days, and now I'm back to just feeling like I'm trash again. I guess that's just how it is. Another thing I considered is that if the run tournament starts before I'm done, then I can just raid them. That's fine. And the beginning of that stream isn't going to be like super necessary to watch anyway, because the beginning of the run is really slow, and there's probably going to be like some setup time at the beginning. So yeah, potentially like the first 15 minutes of that stream I could miss. I forgot to use up my nitrous. That's what happens when I talk. I mean, that felt like an okay punto. My standards are probably lowered again. Like, that felt okay, but I'm still probably going to come out of the novice series being like 2 seconds behind, just because I've gotten worse by not playing. Also, first stream in a while, I've been doing it in the afternoon. I was usually like waking up and doing them in the morning, but my sleep's all fucked up again. I regret to say, so yeah, I only woke up like an hour ago. Yeah, I can already feel this run's gonna be like probably not very good, just because I am like rusty again. Sucks. I know some people can like not play a game for a really long time and then come back and it's like they never left. It's definitely not the case with me. Like, I even feel rusty just like on streaming in general. I had to think for like 5 minutes what programs I had to open and everything. Okay. I mean, I think that was a decent Celica. Almost selected race 4 again. I guess we'll see coming out of the novice series, because there's nothing I can do to change my time now. I really want to get some more music in this playlist, but I know, especially with how Twitch is being with the whole DMCA thing recently, that would be pretty risky. I do re-upload all my streams to YouTube though, so it's not like my VODs would just be like that isn't the only trace of these streams, but I also don't really want to get content ID'd on YouTube. I mean, I think the worst they would do is just make it so like certain people, depending on what country you're in, couldn't watch the stream. Okay, yeah, I'm like, what the hell, I'm like 4 seconds behind. How good was my Punto? Like, because I had a really good time. The last stream I did was it was a 2020 personal best, that's what I'm gonna call it. And that was a very good run by like my recent standards. And yeah, it looks like I am rusty then, because like 4 seconds behind. Where did I lose that time? My Celica looked to be fine, and I mean the Punto didn't feel that bad. It felt okay. I'm also well aware in that 2020 PB, that's really the best way I can describe it. My recent. Yeah, even saying recent PB makes it sound like I got a PB and it was recent. So the best way to put it is the 2020 PB, I guess. It's kind of stupid. But even in that time, like, I don't think there were any major mistakes. I think it was more just like slow driving. Just like improvable driving. There wasn't any blatant major mistakes. And yet that time was still like not over a minute and a half slower than my actual PB, but it was still like a minute and 20 seconds-ish. Which is like fucking ridiculous, like... Okay, this has been a really bad Punto, I'm just like jumping all over the place here. I'm not gonna reset though, because if I start like a cycle of resetting, I'm gonna get like really far behind. And I want to watch the tournament. This is like really demotivating though when I see that I'm like 4 seconds behind coming out of the novice series. Just because I didn't play for 5 days. I think it was 5 days. I just need to keep at it. Okay, so this is 124? Yeah, 124. I'm also having to think a bit more about what number the races are now. It's been a while. I must have just been like super dialed in after like 7 days of practice consecutively. I must have just been like really in touch with all the cars. If I was able to like do that much better on Punto. Because I know Celica in Novice Series was fine. Because I know what good lap times are for lap 1 and 2 on that race, so I know that one was fine. So, and there's nothing you can do about race number 3 unless something happened in race number 3 which I wasn't paying attention to. So, I think it was my Punto, but like, my Punto was fine. What's so bad about my Punto? Why am I 4 seconds behind? Alright, so the strat is to take all of these corners in 5th gear, I know that. And then use nitrous to preserve speed coming out. Oh, that was slow. I broke too much. I guess maybe I should just stop worrying about my time so much. Like at the beginning, when I was doing my first of these D-Rust streams, I had no goals and I had no splits to compare against either. So it was like every time I got a better time it was like surprising. You know, I was impressed with myself, but now I've got these good splits from like about a week ago. And it's like, fuck, well, I'm just bad now, aren't I? Even though it's only been a week. So yeah, maybe I should, like, not run against splits again. Or not have, like, the splits up. They still have, like, a timer up, but just not the splits. Because it's, like, just looking over at how far behind I am so early on in the run is just demotivating. I guess I didn't use all my nitrous on Punto, that's something. Right, Neon. I also am doing this. I'm doing this run at Makeshift in like 6 days. That really snuck up on us. So yeah, I want to kind of be back to a decent standard. I just considered that. I think the next few days I'm going to be able to practice. I'm just trying to think ahead, like what kind of schedule I'm going to have up until Makeshift. I think, yeah, for the next few days. I don't think I have anything in the way of me streaming. I think that was a good lap one. Yeah, I really need to add more music to this playlist. Because there's like a lot of music in this playlist and I play it on shuffle. But it's, I've been streaming a lot, that's the thing, so I've heard all this music now. And it's at the point where if I were to listen to this music separately while I'm not streaming, I'd probably just associate it with the stream at this point, and that's never fun. When you like ruin a song for yourself just by associating it with something else. Because it's like, okay, for example, this song, I downloaded all of Trent's music again. And I was like, hey, well, this would make good stream music playlist. Wait, stream playlist music. Said that the wrong way around. So I just put it in my stream playlist and then I didn't listen to the songs. Because I was like, okay, well, it'll just show up while I'm streaming, I can listen to it then. But now the thing is, I associate this music now with the stream. Especially since I used to listen to this music while I was streaming back in like 2015. Back when this music was actually new. I guess new-ish. Oh wait, it's lap 3, I still have nitrous. That's what happens when I talk. That's like the #1 thing that happens when I talk, is I don't use all my nitrous. That was, I think that was like a personal best lap 3, or personal best on this course. Well, I'm now 8 seconds behind, holy shit. I really need to close them splits, because this is like, whoa, I'm so bad all of a sudden. Like, I'm trying to think of like George, because he's like one of the only other speedrunners that I actually have active communication with. I'm like trying to think if he like didn't play the run for like 5 days and he suddenly was this much worse. Like, other people aren't like this, surely. Oh, okay. I don't know if I've been shifting down into 4th, but I know that's not the strat here. Like, you gotta stay in 5th. I should probably pay attention and make sure I don't shift down into 4th. Except for this one corner, I think turn 1 is like, maybe worth it. Barely. I know for turn 1 I've always been a bit apprehensive and I quite often shift down into 4th. But there we go. So my 2020 PB, again that feels so dumb to say that, but that's really the best way I can describe it, is 129.12. I mean, I guess by the end of this run, if it's still a sub 130, then I'll be happy. Like, even that's starting to sound a bit far-fetched though. Sub 130 would still be nice. I'm just trying to think like what time I'd like to get at the marathon. To like showcase this game to everyone, you know? And a sub 130 would be nice, because, you know, it's a fairly round number. Speedrun community has a, like, arbitrary obsession with round numbers. I want to reset. I want to reset, hold on, we're like 15 minutes in. I know what I did there, I didn't nitrous at the beginning enough, so I didn't get in front of the other drivers. Fuck it, sure. Okay. Drag this folder into, wait, yeah, drag this folder into this folder. There we go. Okay, I really want this to be in a reset now because this is now like way too close. It's not even like I can say, well, I'll just carry on resetting until I get a good run going. Because I don't think I'm going to get a good run going because I think I'm bad again now. It's like, I think I need a few days more practice before I actually got back up to a good standard again. I don't know how bad that wall bounce was. I didn't feel like I lost all that much speed. Okay, that's way too tight. I realized that early on. Yeah, okay, so this is probably a bad punto, because I crashed like twice. I'm willing to accept this one's bad. All of my lap times were over 24 seconds. Wait. Oh, okay, well I guess I'm resetting just because I forgot how menuing works. It's fine, whatever. It was like one race, that was one race in, and yeah, I was just one race in. And it was a bad punto anyway, that's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure I've always done the double upshift there at the beginning of this race, and I don't think it's worth it. Because you can see the turbo doesn't kick in, like in 4th gear if you do the double upshift. So it's probably not worth it, but I think I've always done that, so even my 2020 PB would have that, like, tiny time loss in it as well. Unless I didn't do it. Because I've been very consciously aware of the fact that the turbo doesn't kick in if you do the double upshift there. but I think just by muscle memory carry on doing it anyway. Oh, I slowed down a lot there. You can carry a bunch more speed through that corner than what I just did. That still wasn't a slow lap 2 though. Okay, this is probably going to be a slow lap 3 because I did that super wide. Just drive the car, dude. Badger, don't you have, like, more important things to be, like, focusing on right now? Perhaps, yeah. I think you do. Okay, I think that was a pretty bad punto. Okay, Golf just gets in the way. It's gonna be slow then. That Golf doesn't usually get in the way like that. Like, I don't think that was my fault. Matter of perspective. I mean... Okay, it's a really slow lap 1 because of that Golf right in the beginning. Let's see what lap 2 is like. This is going to be slow coming out of the novice series. I guess I'm mostly just looking for major mistakes. Because that Golf thing wasn't really my fault, so the time loss I get from that I don't really want to take into consideration. At least I don't think it was my fault. It might have been. If I watch it back, it might have entirely been my fault. And the punto was probably slow, but it wasn't like a major mistake. I'm talking spin outs. Hold on. I forgot the menuing. Like, cause that's kind of marathon quality, right? If you drive badly but you don't make any major mistakes, then that's fine for the marathon. And this is all just marathon practice, really. Because it's not like I'm trying to beat my PB or anything. Yeah, maybe I should just like shift my way of thinking here. Because like I'm always trying to compare against my time, but like that's not really the goal of what I'm doing here. Okay, I was only 1.4 seconds behind coming out of the novice that time. Hey, maybe I'm getting better. Already. That would be nice. I'd like to believe that. Don't think it's really the case. Yeah, I think I just need to remember, like, the only reason I'm grinding out this category again is for the marathon. I'm not trying to beat my PB. My times don't matter as long as they're good enough, like, for the marathon. Because I've kind of put myself back in that competitive mindset again, trying really hard to compete against my own time. When that's absolutely not the reason that I'm doing this right now. It just needs to be acceptable for the marathon. And the best way to do that is to make sure I can eliminate where like all of the potential major mistakes are, so like spin outs. So essentially just practice the wall grinds. Oh, okay, that sucked. His is a slow courser for sure. Okay, yeah, I'm like all over the place in this course, so this is not good. I mean, course of driving is course of driving. There's not really much you can do to make this more consistent, except that was just exceptionally bad. Still 43-second lap somehow, though. Oh yeah, another thing about streaming in the afternoon is that there might be dog noises picked up on stream, but well, I mean, nothing I can do about that, and also I think my noise suppression like setup is good enough for that to not pick up very much. I do want to get one of those like foam, I don't actually know what they're called, but one of the foam things that you put over microphones. Instead of this like big pop filter I have in front of my microphone. Because I mean, they're both cheap, and I was just like, okay, well, I'll get a pop filter then, because that's what most people have. But then I realized that like the foam things that you put on the microphone, they're like also pretty cheap. And it's much less like cumbersome, it's not in the way as much, you just put it over the top of the microphone. And I think it does the same thing. I imagine it would like do the same job. There are ones out there specifically designed for this microphone as well, because I know quite a lot of people use this microphone as sort of like an amateur vocal mic. This is like this is like the cheap the microphone that's good but also cheap, so like sort of people who have no budget like myself. Oh, that was bad. It's like a good option for people with no budget, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's still like £100 though. I do really want to like finalize my audio setup though, so I don't, because I'm like always thinking about what I can buy to improve my setup to like a standard that I'm happy with it, and I just sort of want to finalize it, because I've been thinking, I've had that mindset for like years, like what can I add to this setup. So I want to just buy everything I need. Well, I don't need everything I want. And I'm pretty close to achieving that goal. Like, I realized fairly soon after I got my hardware synth that hardware synths are kinda not all that easy to use. In the sense, not in the sense that I find them like difficult, like all the dials and stuff, I mean, it's like if I want to actually use it in FL Studio, I've got to properly set everything up. I've got to turn the thing on, and then I've got to mess with it. And it's like, it's a cool novelty to have, but I don't use it because of that. I guess the only other thing aside from buying this like foam thing to go on my mic, the other thing is which kind of far-fetched and I don't super want it, would be an electric guitar. Because I have an electroacoustic one, but I want one which doesn't make any noise, so an electric guitar, because you know they don't really make any noise unless you plug them into an amp. As I'm well aware, whenever I fucking play the electroacoustic one, that it's essentially an acoustic guitar, so it's just very loud and annoying, and I can't really play guitar all that well, so everyone can hear it. Also, the thing's had a broken string for like a really long time, so I just gave up essentially. I'm fine with my knowledge of keyboard. Keyboard is my specialty. I wasn't paying attention at all for that. I was just talking. Okay. Midnight series, here we go. I'm now 5 seconds behind. That absolutely makes sense, given that cursor, and then also the fact I wasn't paying attention at all for that neon. Right. We're pretty much back up to where we were last time. I made a fairly significant mistake on the 206 race, and also, of course, the CRX at the beginning, so... Yep. I'm trying to think, like, in an ideal world, say money isn't a problem. Say I'm sandbox mode in Roller Coaster Tycoon, but in real life. That was a really dumb analogy. What other things I'd, like, want to have in like, my bedroom music setup? I can't really think of many other things. Like, I'm kind of at the point where I've got most of the things I want. It's like, I have a Launchpad, but it's kind of dying. It's a Launchpad Mini from like 6 or 7 years ago now, and it's kind of dying. The buttons don't really work so much anymore. But at the same time, I also don't really mind. So it's like, I thought, like back like 5 years ago, I thought, hey, a Launchpad is like essential to my setup, I need this. And then I ended up not really ever using it, and now it's kind of dead. So I guess I didn't need it as much as I thought I needed it, and then the same with the synth as well. Except the synth was like much more expensive, so more regrets housed in that purchase. It was like fucking second-hand, like baseline analog synth, and it's fucking like, I think it was like £350, Jesus. It's Arturia Mini Brute. I kind of wish I got the Micro Brute now, just because the Micro Brute has the, like, the things. Like, the fucking... I know it's really vague. The Micro Brute has, like, the cables that you can put in it. I think, are they called, like, Stevie cables? I forget. Like, that's the thing, I got super into analog synths for a while and I bought one, and now I haven't used it for a while and I just don't care anymore. Okay, I actually used nitrous at the beginning of this race. That's literally as simple as it is, and that's what I didn't do last time. I just didn't use enough nitrous at the beginning, and then the AI got in the way and spun me out. I had this like grand idea when I bought the analog synth that I could plug it into my MIDI keyboard, because I've got an Arturia keystep, and that's got like all the connections in the back to like hook up analog MIDI synths to the MIDI keyboard. And yeah, I had these like grand ideas, and I could never make it work properly, so I just kind of gave up. I think the main reason was, it's because that idea was only ever going to work if I used USB MIDI. And, I don't want to use USB MIDI because tons of noise. Yeah, I'm talking about my fucking audio setup. I'm like not focusing on the speedrun at all because I just was going on a stream of consciousness about my fucking audio setup. You know, regular case of me not being able to focus on a run at all if I'm talking. So my times are probably awful. I know that corner was awful. I'm glad you think so. It's, I was a little bit concerned that it's taking up like too much of the middle of the screen. Like the display's kind of covering a bit of the car sometimes. So this is 1, 2, 3. I almost went down to 1, 2, 4. That would have not been good. Like this probably shows up now. The controller display covers up a little bit of the bottom of the car. Depends how far away the camera is from the back of the car. But I'm fine with how it looks. I just thought maybe other people might have differing opinions on that. You can, yeah, I thought maybe I could just downsize it if it's that much of an issue, but I don't really think it's much of an issue. And also, I also kind of like how the 2 layers of text, so the song and the timer, is kind of in line with the same height as the controller display group. Got some spare nitrous here. What's wrong with the NOS sound? Oh yeah. the initial NOS sound when you first press the button, it does like a rocket noise. It sounds, I don't know if it sounds realistic or not because I don't know what nitrous sounds like. But yeah, if you just spam the nitrous button, it sounds like a rocket, I guess. Let's see. Alright, so that was the end of that segment. Playing series is 1... I think 124 or 134. Depends where the show-off event is, because that's the one which we don't do. DuckTales theme. I associate the DuckTales theme with a remix rendered of it. I should probably add that to my stream playlist. I've got other songs from that album in here. Didn't use all my nitrous. It's kind of hard to use all your nitrous on this one though. And I got a sub 42, which is what I usually look for, I think. So this is 134, number 2 is the show off. So this is Ford Focus. Yeah, well, it's like a classic like video game song with a good hook. So it's like obviously everyone's gonna rush to remix that. So if there's like tons of remixes of a thing, there's obviously gonna be like a small portion of really good ones. It's like you think of all the remixes of Guile's theme, for example. Just because that's like a really catchy hook. Okay, 108. I aim for a 107 or a 108 here, so that's fine. That felt kind of slow, but I guess it was, as long as it was a 108. It didn't reach into 109 territory. Okay, that was kind of slow. About half of the stream playlist is Ren's music or Emma's music, however you refer to them. And the other half is like video game music. It's just whatever video game music I have saved on my computer, and then the other half is just like all of Haley Labs or Black Fox Tracks or Vault Vibe. Depends on the era. Alright, that's the end of the challenge series. Challenge series induced to be like 2, 3, 4. Okay. 12 seconds behind. I lost a lot of time on the challenge series. I don't know how. Has Ring come out about DMCA stuff? He's always been cool with that. Like, he's always been like anti, sort of put his music on Spotify, kind of anywhere where like a content ID sort of thing's gonna be. Like, he's against that. So yeah, I think he's fine with using the music, like as long as you credit it, I think. Which is fine. Like, you're never gonna have, like, say put Ren's music in a YouTube video and then get it content ID'd. That would just not happen. You're more likely to get it content ID'd for the thing which the music samples, if it has a sample in it. Like, 'cause there are a bunch of, like, for example, around 2010-ish, a bunch of Raggacore tracks that he did which sample Sean Paul, for example. So you're probably more likely to get content ID'd for Sean Paul than for Renard. I think 118 is fairly normal for Corrado. I mean, Corrado's like super unpredictable anyway. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now Ford Focus. Oh yeah, was that Rainbow Dash Likes Girls? That one. I forgot that song was in Osu. There's like a few Osu popular Ren songs which I can remember from like the brief period of time that I played Taiko. Oh yeah, that's a 4th gear corner. I always shift down to 3rd because that corner looks way too slow for 4th gear, but it is actually 4th gear corner. Yeah, there's tons. I only played, when I was playing Taiko, I only played like ranked songs. I only cared about the PP. Like, because if it wasn't like increasing my PP, then I didn't care. Yeah, tons of people don't realize until they like show up in the subreddit or something. And they're like, whoa, this is all the same guy? It's like, I think, it's like a revelation that everyone has at one point. Like, I think I realized in something like 2014. Because I was listening to the Queenstones, and then I discovered Frozen and Blender's remix of Caramel Dancing. And then I, like, connected the two people. I was like, whoa, this is the same guy. Penis enlargement pumps. Yeah. Okay, I forget what import series is. I'm gonna have to look. Okay, 234. Number 1 is the super long MR2 race. Not the MRS. The MRS is later. Now I think of it, I've never really seen Ren, like, acknowledge like how big his music is in Osu, because he's a very avid rhythm game fan, so like you'd think I would have seen him talk about it, but because like he's a really big name in Osu, like a lot of his songs, I know that for certain, but yeah, I've never seen him talk about it. Oh wait, I used all my nitros like a lap too early, whoops. Okay, so on current pace it looks like if I carry on driving like this, I'll still be a sub 130, which is fine for the marathon. That's kind of all I'm aiming for. And I have been talking quite a lot this run, which is good for the commentary side of things. Okay, so 234. Next up we got Integra Race, right? Yeah. Like, so yeah, this song is Ren, or Emma Essex, their newer name. And it's like pretty much every other song is probably going to be by them. And then the rest is like various video game music, mostly from racing games. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I do kind of want to expand this playlist. But, I don't really know in what ways I could expand it without, like, potentially going into the realm of DMCA or Content ID on YouTube. I guess, like, just more video game music soundtracks which I like, which I'd have to download them though. And that's one thing, quite a lot of these old video game soundtracks are pretty hard to find in good quality, if at all. Like, I had to do some serious hunting to find the Rally Sport Challenge 2 soundtrack, and I had to do like fucking YouTube download for the Need for Speed World soundtrack. Alright, we rear-wheel drive cars now. Alright, please no MRS spin out. I mean, yeah, this is obviously Ren's music, because this is literally a Ren track. Whoa, okay. This car is ridiculous. I think a good time for this is a 41, but like, given the unpredictable nature of this car, 42 is fine. So this is 234. And yeah, as long as this run is like, still a sub 130, that's actually okay by me. Like, I've realized I've gotten worse by not streaming for like 5 days, but the time which it looks like I'm gonna get is still okay. So long as I don't lose a whole bunch more time. Whoa. Okay, it was 40. I usually aim for a 39. Okay, Camaro time, one of the scarier races in the run. Modern V8 in general is like one of the scarier series in the entire run. Because like the Firebird race which comes after this is like, it's really simple, but at the same time it's very easy to spin out. I mean, that car is just so touchy, even on a figure 8 circuit you can very easily just spin. Alright, yep, so this is Ren's music again. See how long we keep the streak going. Do me proud shuffle. I did that wall run like totally wrong. I'm surprised I didn't spin out. I think I was in like a high gear for the corner, so I wasn't all that fast, which actually saved me. Because I was turning left into that wall grind, and you do not want to do that. That's like a that's a recipe for spinning out. Oh, okay. I mean, that wasn't a full spin out, that's fine. Like, if that happened in the marathon, then that wouldn't be, like, super embarrassing. That doesn't usually happen, though. I've never made that mistake before. Okay, what even was that angle? I just like, that was pretty much just like to run full speed into a 90-degree like wall. And like I didn't grind the wall there, I just went head on. All of the Jacqueline Rottian songs are like really good, I think. I think there's 3 of them and I can only remember 2. There's this one and the Second Bastard Falling. And I think there's another one, but I can't remember what it is. But this and Second Bastard Falling are both really good songs. This is like kind of the closest Ren ever got to like real like modern dubstep, I guess. Even though it's kind of more like drum and bass tempo. But it's kind of got a lot of those characteristic like Skrillex era basses in it. I'm trying to think, when did this come out? Oh, it says 2016 on the album art. Okay. So it's a little bit after dubstep died down. But then this section's just like totally psytrance. Or at least the bass line is. Let's do sick go around here. I know I've said this in one of my streams before, but I could just sit here and like half-assedly do a speedrun and then just talk about what music's playing for the entire run. And I'd probably like enjoy that as much as actually playing the game. Lap record? What? Okay. I wasn't expecting to get any lap records this run. Although because this is one of those ones where because this course is so simple, the lap record is just kind of down to how much nitrous you use. Very early lapping of someone. I guess they maybe spun out. I wasn't paying attention to like the notifications. They usually only get in the way like towards the end of lap 5. Yeah, but these bass noises, they are like very dubstep for Ren. Considering he never really had a dubstep alias. Clipper was dubstep for like a while, but it was like old school dubstep. It was like dubstep before popular dubstep. So it wasn't like the same sound, it doesn't count. Oh, I still had nitrous left over. I knew I had nitrous left over as well for like the entire last lap. But I was too scared to use it because of how twitchy this car is. Oh wait, I actually like fucking exited out of the arcade mode. I pressed back too many times. Alright, all-wheel drive series. This one's also pretty scary, which is like weird. Considering that the all-wheel drive cars in this game are just incredibly simple to drive. They handle really nicely, but this series is like kinda awkward. Okay, so no more Ren music. Instead we have Gran Turismo 2 Groove soundtrack. This album is like fucking amazing, and it's sad that they didn't carry on doing this, because I think for Gran Turismo 2 they made like a rock version as well. Well, that might have been for the first game, I don't remember, but they did this thing where they'd like release the game soundtracks and then they'd release like a remix album of it. And this is the GT2 like Groove soundtrack, so it's like kind of jazz and breakbeat and jungle. Which is like absolutely three things that I very much like. Like, a couple years ago I very much went on like a very deep dive trying to find music that you could describe as breakbeat jazz. I don't think that, like, I'm pretty sure that's not a real genre that anyone tried to make music for, but I was like desperately trying to find music that would like fit that descriptor. And it mostly just led me to finding like some more of the kind of groovy jungle music that came out in the late 90s. But this, to me, I don't think this is really all that jungle. This is more like normal breakbeat tempo, but with kind of like Japanese jazzy influences, I guess. Again, this is absolutely just what happens when you take the Gran Turismo soundtrack and turn it into breakbeat. And it's like awesome, and whoever's idea this was is a genius. I actually had decent nitrous usage this race. Like, I usually end up using all my nitrous by the end of lap 2, but I actually had some, like, at the last corner that we used nitrous on, which is great. Although I don't know if this was fast or slow or not, because I was talking over the whole thing. So this is 2... what is this? Okay, 1, 3, 4, because number 2 is the really long, like, 6-minute race. Of course. Alright, so I remember last run what happened here is I got turbo damage before I got steering damage, which is incredibly uncharacteristic, and I don't know why that happened. Good turn 1. Made use of like the entire road. That's always good. And a slow first wall grind, but that's fine. Don't want to spin out there. I'm still apprehensive of that second wall grind after I spun out. And the only reason I'm apprehensive of that second wall grind is because when I spun out that one time, I don't know why that happened. Like, that was very random. I took the wall grind like totally normally and I just did a full spin. And that's why it scares me. Because it's like, I don't know what I did wrong that one time. Nitrous leak. It's fine, it's kind of like halfway through lap 3, so whatever. And I had barely any nitrous left. That's always kind of the goal. If you're going to get nitrous leak, you want to... oh, whoops. What has happened here? Oh, okay, that was like a really weird sequence of events. Okay, so what I was saying is if you want to get nitrous leak, you want to make sure you get it like when you've barely got any nitrous left. That way you kind of scam the game out of stealing your nitrous. It's like, no, you can't take my nitrous because I barely have any left. Fuck you. Let's see. Okay, number 4. This is Evo. Gotta remember to get ahead of everyone early and then watch out for, I think that's Jack? Yeah, Jack, who always tries to like ram into the back of you by nitrosing up the long straight. I always remember this guy's Jack because he drives a silver Mitsubishi, and like in the career mode he drives silver cars as well. Although I don't think he ever drives a silver Mitsubishi, this guy's more Toyotas. Like for the entire range that the Mitsubishi Evo is available, I think he drives a Supra. So yeah, I don't think you ever see Jack in a Mitsubishi. That might be like a lie. I guess if it's like a Mitsubishi only race, he might show up to one in Evo. But yeah, I'm pretty sure for the, like I said, for the entire range that the Evo is available, so is the Supra, and Jack favours Toyotas, so I think he just would drive the Supra to any race that the Evo could show up to. And then, of course, Maria favours Mitsubishi, so she shows up always in the Evo. And now I think of it, I don't think you ever see Maria in a Supra, so yeah, that makes sense. I can't think of a time I've ever seen Maria drive a Supra. I feel like you could make like a cursed juice meme by just like putting, hold on, by like making a like a Wildcat Supra. So that'd be really simple as well. You could just win a pink slip from Maria, save her crew scheme, and then apply that to a Supra, and then you'd have like a cursed car which doesn't generate in normal gameplay. Alright, yeah, there's a wall grind here, isn't there? I forgot to do that lap too. Oh well. I'm guessing I'm going to be like 25 seconds behind out of the all-wheel drive series. Wow, this is like super tight. Those corners were like really good. Okay, that one not so much. Yeah, those first couple corners were like really solid. Even the wall grind was nice. Just when this one came on, the first thought I had was like another year without a Negaran album. Oh. Okay, what do I do in this situation? Because the run's dead. This is loud. I should probably close the game. I guess I cut stream. It sort of feels weird to like end a stream without actually finishing a run, but yeah, I don't think there's really time for me to do another run though. There's not. If I did, then I'd have to like miss out on a bunch of the run tournament. I know why that crash happened, by the way. It's because I crossed the finish line right as I was like touching a wall, and the game doesn't like that sometimes. Like, I'm in touch with when this game crashes, and I know, like I felt that was gonna happen, and then it did. So yeah, I guess that was kind of, I guess you can kind of put that down to me. Even though that's kind of bullshit and it shouldn't happen, but like, I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. I guess I'm done. Like, I don't know, this feels really anticlimactic to be like, okay, well, I was about 2/3 of the way into the run, okay, the game crashed, now I'm stopping the stream. But I want to watch the run tournament. And that starts in like half hour. So yeah, I guess I'm done. I mean, that sucks. The run wasn't on good pace. I saw, because that was the final race in the American Muscle Series, so I could see that I was going to be about 25 seconds behind like I predicted. I think I predicted 25 seconds. I mean, the run was still on good pace. I would have liked to have seen how much more time I was going to lose in the Grand Final Series. because the Grand Final Series is huge and very difficult to drive, so that you can lose a lot of time there, obviously. And I've kind of got my heart set now on like a sub 130 for the marathon, because I think that would be like cool to showcase the run and be like, here's a sub 130. That wouldn't even be second place, because second place is like I think it's like a 129.20 or something. But I mean, just, you know, because people like round numbers in speedrunning, people like their sub big number, so like a sub 130, right? Even though I see that always as like totally arbitrary and I don't care. But I know like other people like it. It's like, whoa, you got a sub hour and a half. That's so much more significant than getting a sub hour 131. That made no sense. A sub hour 31. I mean, obviously in terms of like driving ability, that makes a huge difference, but the number itself doesn't matter. That's what I'm getting at. Alright, I need to fucking like drag my thing. I usually do this after stream, but I'll do this now. I know this doesn't show up actually on stream, but I drag my leaderboard file back into my backups after I'm done. Just so I've got a backup of my best times. I was thinking that if I was gonna be finishing the stream like after the run tournament started, then I could host Doc's channel, but that hasn't even started yet. Maybe there's something else I could do until then. Yeah, I forget, maybe something else I could do. Yeah, let's... This is like super impromptu, but let's carry on playing, Juiced for a bit. And then when the run tournament goes live, I'll host them. Or raid them, or whatever. Because, like, I'm essentially, like, just waiting for the run tournament to start anyway, so if I stop streaming right now, then I'd just be waiting. So I might as well just, like, stream some Juiced in the meantime. I'm gonna do, Pink Slip. Sure, because that's, like, a really short category. I'll do Pink Slip. Hold on, I should probably update my stream title then, I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea who might be watching. Edit stream info. Well, I think for the entire stream this has been titled Arcade 80% Practice number 7. Whoops, this is number 8. Too late though, because I'm changing it now. I guess, whatever. I doubt people are paying that much attention anyway. Pink Slip percent is like fucking really optimized. My run is like more or less perfect for that category, so don't expect anything. I also don't remember the strats. Hold on, did my stream? Yeah, updated. This is like a really bad idea, but I just want to waste time until the run tournament starts. Because I don't know the strats. Oh yeah, I gotta use Boner, which is my speedrun save. Do I have any progress? Yeah, this is just like a dead practice run, okay. Yeah, I don't know the strats, I'm trying to think. It's probably... I mean, it can't be that difficult. I need a timer up, actually. I closed LiveSplit, so I was like, well, I don't need this anymore because I'm done, but then I was like, wait, I need a timer if I'm actually doing a speedrun, right? Life split, come back. This is like super impromptu, and it's only going to be for like 20 minutes. I just like, I might as well, if I'm playing Juiced, I might as well like stream it, even if I'm just doing it to kill time. Close. Does that still look good on stream? I don't think that even shows up on stream. Okay. That's what happens when my layout is really finicky. I'm just screwing around at this point. This is what happens when my run dies to a game crash and I have like time to spare, but I don't know what to do. Alright, new game.
Hey, I'm TK.
Oh wait, I forgot to start the timer, whatever.
If the bet was high,
Okay, nope. I don't feel like talking about how this run is meant to be done, because like there's a lot of things that we do for a reason that happen at a very quick pace, so to explain why everything is done I'd have to go through this like really slowly. And also I haven't done this category in a really long time, so I don't remember myself. I know you lower the bet here. I know you should Beetle for this as well. That's one thing I need to remember. Not CRX, Beetle. Can you set up a race like this? Actually, no, it's not like that. RIP. This is the first time I played fucking Career in like a really long time, and I'm doing fucking Pink Slip. Of course.
if the bet was high,
Nope. He needs to accept the low bet, otherwise it's not worth it. It wastes time to go through the screen of it lowering the respect. Also, this category is really stupid and I hate it and I don't want it on the leaderboards, but if it's gonna be there, then I might as well run it. Not I want a Beetle. It's literally just like that, right? And then you hope no one bets with you. God, yeah, it's been a while since I've driven fucking Super Speedway Layout 4. I have not been grinding out this category recently. I know, like last week when I was grinding out Arcade Any Percent, I was saying, well, like on the side I was also practicing Career 100%, but like I gave up with that for a while. It gets super taxing to do that run after a while. Also, I was focusing on Arcade Any Percent, so it kind of felt weird to be doing two runs at once. I forgot what the gear strategy is for this car. I think it might be just to stay in 4th along the long straight. Oh wait, hold on, it's saying lap record because I had the wrong fucking like high score file. Whoops. That's fine. Because I have a backup, so it's like I can just drag that back in next time. Yeah, I think the idea is to stay in 4th. This going up to 5th isn't worth it. And then I assume, because you're looking for a sprint race Pink Slip, so I assume you have to install Nitrous. And it's a circuit race, so the run's dead. Essentially, you do that one race, because then that unlocks Pink Slip privileges with TK. And then you do the Pink Slip race with him, and you hope it's a sprint, because it's the shortest one. I want to see if my PB actually Like if it upgrades to class 7 or class 8, that's what I'm trying to say. Pink slip. Yeah, pink slips. Okay. This video literally has like 3 downvotes, and that's probably because people are like, why the fuck does this category exist? and to that I wholeheartedly agree. Why does this exist? My PB is a 315, by the way, I feel like I should say that. Okay, so I upgrade to class 7. I feel like maybe you could make that, like, more consistent if you upgrade to class 8. As long as you have nitrous, I think you're fine. A lot of this run is menuing. I mean, oh fuck. I don't want to bet with you, dude. A lot of career runs in this game is just a lot of menuing. Like, I menu on controller and I could probably save quite a lot of time if I learn how to menu in this game on keyboard. But I don't want to.
If the bet was high.
This run is so boring, it's like probably be more engaging to watch me do ILs, genuinely.
Angel City.
Angel City.
It'll cost me more.
Nope.
No.
It's bad menuing. This is one of those runs where like menuing... Oops, I didn't mean to start a timer. It's one of those runs where like menuing can actually kill a run because of how short it is. You want your menuing to be on point. I forgot to start the timer. Here I am like starting the timer too early and then forgetting to start the timer when I should be. I still have my old splits on, by the way, so it looks like I'm doing, to me it looks like I'm doing the Novice series in the arcade. This is the only way it aligns properly in my layout, is why I have these splits open. And I don't want to CRX. The game actually remembers like where your cursor is, what like car you've got selected or what position in the workshop you've got selected. So if you get lucky, then you can spam through that menu and get a beetle. No, don't bet with me. I don't want to bet with you. I ended up betting with TK. I think my fucking, like, my cursor was on, like... Okay, here's what happened. My cursor was on the, was, like, on the bet button, so I just spammed through the menu and bet with TK accidentally. Also, I say cursor, I don't mean cursor, you know, because I'm not using my mouse, but, like, the position that is selected in the menu was automatically on the bet button. There we go, that was actually decent menuing. Alright, I want a beetle. There we go. See, I just spammed through the menu there and it gave me a beetle that time. Alright, I don't want to bet. Okay. I had to make sure my, let's, like, start race was selected. These guys have actually got good cars. At least with this, there's no worry that you're gonna not make enough respect. I forget what point, like at what point you should shift down into second gear for this car. I guess maybe not at all. Maybe it's just all third and fourth gear. Also fucking luminescent green Beetle. I've got a I've got a uranium Beetle. This run could be made like almost a minute shorter if you just set it, if you're able to set it so this race only had 1 lap. Because you only need 1 lap, so all of this is extra.
You can
Wait, I forgot to upgrade, hold on. Okay, circuit race. So hold on, let me look at the workshop. What do you get extra by installing Class 7? You get an engine. That might be worth it. It just makes it more risky because it means you've got a Beetle at the very bottom of Class 7 and then you pink slip against TK and he might show up with like an NSX for example. At which point you're just screwed. So that's why it's kind of safer to just put yourself at the top of Class 8 instead. But then you're sacrificing the engine, which might help. Also, it's a sprint race, so you're relying on the speed of the AI. Yeah, this is definitely quicker to put it in Class 7. Well, that sucks. That just makes the run like slightly more risky. So, I'm trying to think, why don't we just use a Super Speedway Layout 1? If we're safe on respect anyway, then why not just use that one? Hold on. This might be time save because I'm stupid. Or I might just be stupid. I mean, either way I'm stupid, so whatever. Okay, this is slow menuing. So yeah, why don't we just do this and use layout 1? Because we barely need any respect to get a TK up to 600 respect for the pink slip race. And this layout is probably quicker. I mean, this layout is like more straightforward. For this layout, it might actually be worth going up into 5th gear. It still doesn't feel very worth. So the other course is like a 43-second lap. Well, yeah, the other course is like a 43-second lap. So this is quicker. Hold on a minute, have I discovered strats? There's gotta be a reason why we don't do this course right, like, I must have considered this. Oh, whoops. I mean, it's only like a couple seconds quicker, but this is like a 3-minute category, so... Wait. He said no way. Do we not have enough respect with him? Okay, well that would be the reason then. You don't get enough respect with TK by doing that layout. I mean, maybe by like a stroke of miracle, if like he spun out or something, that would be quicker by like 2 seconds. Because then you get enough respect if he spun out. But otherwise, that's like not worth. Like you're gonna be introducing like 10 times more RNG into the run if you did that. There's this law in this game. I wanna like dub this as like a law, like the juiced law, that like in terms of speedrunning, like if ever you want to make the run quicker, or you want to optimize it, you have to introduce like a degree more RNG. That's like how this game works in the career. If you because like this, the career runs are very easy to optimize, and very easy to theorize ways that you can make them quicker. But to do that, every time you have to introduce so much more RNG. To the point where, like the absolute most optimal way to do, say, the career 100% run or the all-host run is just not feasible. Because it's too unrealistic to, like, rely on that much RNG. You'd never, like, in the entire span of your life get the perfect RNG run. It's just, like, entirely improbable. I have notifications on Discord, so maybe that is an announcement that the thing has started. Yeah, it looks like the tournament started. Okay, in that case I think I am done then for reals now. I just realised it started the timer going. Yep, it looks like they're live. Okay, that means I can raid them. And me screwing around doing pink slip races, or pink slip percent, was like not all for nothing. Because I've learned, or I've remembered why we don't do Super Speedway Route 1. Okay. I guess time to raid Doc's channel then. I mean, I don't think anyone's actually watching. But I mean, if you were watching, then thank you for watching. It was a bit unfortunate that the Arcade 80% run, like, fucking the game crashed. that sucked, because that kind of messed with my plans a bit. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna just raid Doc's channel then. Okay, so I don't think this is going to go through because of the Twitch thing where you need like 5 people for this to show up, but I guess thank you for watching. I'm gonna carry on now. I've got some spare time, and with Makeshift upcoming, I'm gonna try and get back into the schedule of practicing Arcade 80%. I'll try. So I might be around tomorrow. I'll hopefully have a run happening tomorrow. So, everyone who watched, thank you for watching. So, like George and Badger who showed up. And go watch the tournament final, because it's gonna be fucking cool. And root for Badger, I guess, because it would be cool for him to win, because then it would be like the deciding match tomorrow. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow, I guess. Bye.